The Weather Channel. No place on Earth has better weather.
This tropical update is sponsored by the Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
All right, as we head our way through the first 10 days of the month of September, we're at September the 3rd, and September the 10th is the historic peak of the hurricane season. First 10 days of the month of September, we've seen storms originate all the way from the coast of Africa to the Gulf of Mexico. Over the past 110 years, 125 storms have originated during this time period. And as we take a look at what's happening all across the Atlantic, what do you see? You see a couple of areas that do catch your eye. This one right here is our newly formed tropical depression. This wave does not look like it will develop. This is a developing low pressure, probably moving out and really not a tropical system. And big flare up down here in the southwest Gulf of Mexico, spinning around the south side of our old upper low. Here's tropical depression number 6, though, classified by the Hurricane Center early this morning. 10.7 north, 44.4 west. That's the 5 a.m. advisory, Atlantic Standard Time. Center of the circulation estimated about 1,000 miles or so off to the east of the Lesser Antilles, which are right here. So here's where your center of circulation is, and that's right in the center of our circle. And it's moving off towards the west at about 16 miles an hour. This has been a fast-moving system over the past couple of days as we've been watching it come from the coast of Africa. We've colorized the satellite picture for you, and you can see our first wave here moving into the islands, and it is encountering a little bit of an unfavorable upper flow, but still some heavy squalls moving through the Lesser Antilles today. That means Guadeloupe, Martinique, and St. Lucia. We've already seen some heavy showers and storms early. Now over here, this is where we have our tropical depression center of circulation pretty much in this area right in through here. Notice a large area of convection. It's not the best organized system that we've ever seen, but still it's a large one here. And as it has been moving its way off to the west, there's been a good twist with it. So Hurricane Center has classified this as a tropical depression early this morning. But again, you can see there is a lot of convection spread over a large area. Let's get in real close towards the center of circulation. And as we zoom in for you right now, here you can see pretty much our circulation center here. Here's some of your stronger convection. But also notice, too, that it does appear to be a little bit of an upper flow coming down from the north there. Going to be our developing upper system here. Well, as we take a look at this on the bigger picture one more time, you can see that it is a pretty large system, and there is potential for some slow strengthening over the next couple of days. So this will be watched closely as it moves its way off towards the west-northwest. Could be threatening the islands in a couple of days. Over the islands this morning, we do see a tropical wave moving by. This is the very weak area of low pressure we've been watching for the past week or so in the central Atlantic. It's been moving off towards the west, been kind of teasing us, but now it's moving into that unfavorable environment that's been sitting over here. So nothing organized. You can see just the clusters of showers and thunderstorms moving through the islands this morning. Farther out in the Atlantic, coming off the coast of Africa, yet another tropical wave here. Plenty of time to watch that. And as we get you in closer to home, here you can see that big blob of convection with an area of low pressure right about here. This is where the low pressure is, and it's right underneath some stronger level winds in the upper atmosphere. So really not a true tropical system, and this is forecast to intensify as it moves northeastward away from the U.S. East Coast. And over here in the Gulf, we've been watching the old upper low.
The Weather Channel. No place on Earth has better weather.
This tropical update is brought to you by Rayovac.
Okay, and it's time to check on the tropics for you. And as we head our way through the first 10 days of the month of September, we are getting into the historic peak of the season. And looking back over the years, past 110 years, there's been 125 storms that have originated across the Atlantic in the first 10 days of September. Looking at today's weather, here's our main feature right here, and it's a tropical depression. And as we can see, as of 5 a.m., this is where it was, 10-7, 44.4, 1,025 miles east of Lesser Antilles, movement west at 16. Now the latest for you, and just into us from the Hurricane Center. Let's give you the latest advisory. There it is, 11.7 north, 46.3 west, and that's now 950 miles east of the Lesser Antilles. Top winds is Lesser Antilles, yeah, that's right. Top winds 35, and the movement west-northwesterly now at 17. So here's where our center of circulation is right here. Okay, we're going to get in closer for you right now. Here's Puerto Rico. Here are the Virgin Islands, and here you can see the Lesser Antilles, this band of islands here. And this morning, there's some pretty heavy showers and thunderstorms coming on through. And that's in association with the old weak area low pressure that's just been drifting westward the past couple of days. So this is not with the tropical depression, in case you're watching us on the satellite dishes from the islands. It's with that previous system that's moving on through, and that's really not expected to do very much. Now, this right here is the real deal. This is the tropical depression. And you can see it's slowly getting better organized here as the convection's getting a little more concentrated near the center. And you can see it's a large system, and it has been moving rather rapidly the past several days as it's been moving from the coast of Africa. But over the next couple of days, this is forecast to continue to move west-northwesterly, and it is forecast to slowly strengthen. So later on today, we could be looking at Tropical Storm Erika. So right now, it is a tropical depression, but it does appear to be getting a little better organized, starting to see a little bit more in the way of outflow with this system. So we'll keep you advised of this, but residents of the islands here, especially the Lesser Antilles, especially the northeast Lesser Antilles, or around the Leeward Islands there, the Virgin Islands, want to keep close tabs on this, because by, say, Friday and Saturday, it does look like this whole system will be getting very close to you. And that would be with a projected track off towards the west-northwest. And of course, that could very much change. So we'll be giving you the latest that is available to us from the Hurricane Center. We'll pass it along to you. So tropical depression strengthening east of the islands. Over the islands this morning, here's that system I was talking about, responsible for some heavy showers and some thunderstorms. And now it looks like some of the heavier weather is passing west of Martinique and St. Lucia and also St. Vincent. Farther out in the Atlantic, another tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa. Long time to talk about that. Closer to home, there's an area of low pressure right here. There's a little swirl right there off the southeast coast. Upper level winds strong out of the southwest and then turning westerly here. So everything's being blown off to the east of the center of circulation. So that's not favorable for this to development, and this is really not a pure tropical system. Upper low, that's been spinning westward across the.
Okay, thanks for tuning into the Weather Channel on your Wednesday.